I am Gayatri, working as assistant professor in EC department. Today I am going to discuss about the topic which is construction of DC motors, which is comes under the unit electrical machines studied by first year students. Before going to the discussion part of the DC motors, first we can recall about the DC generators, which is nothing but the main parts of the DC generator, which is commutator, and it is having the energy conservation from electrical energy to mechanical energy, and it is obeying the principle of electromagnetic induction with the help of Faraday's law, and widely it is used in electrical power system, and it is having the speed control. And coming to the topic outline, which is today I am going to discuss about the DC motors and major components present in that. The coming to DC motor construction part, in the DC generator, the brushes and commutators and stator and rotor, which is we have to self align in the generator part. As in the case of motor part, it will develop the self-aligning mechanism for stator as well as router, and it is having your durability and low wear materials to extend our lifespan of particular motors. And coming to how we can apply this empathy part, which is ideation, prototyping and testing. And DC motors, it is a function of DC motor is to convert the electrical energy into mechanical energy. When we are using the DC motor, the electrical energy is given as input and output will be our mechanical energy. And major components which is present in our DC motor, which is stator, router and housing and casing, and shaft will be used. In the stator, it will be having the field winding and brushes will be there, and housing and casing will be there, and bearing and shaft material. In the shaft, the load will be connected to that shaft loading, and router, which is a rotating part, and stator, which is stationary part in the DC generator. And coming to the construction of DC motors, and first one, which is having the field winding, and the outer layer, which is having the yoke or frame, and in between center there will be a commutator, and next to that of commutator there will be a commutator segments, and between the frame structure there will be interpole, and armature and armature winding will be there, and the shaft material, the particular load will be connected to that of shaft material. And coming to stator, the stator will be having yoke, field windings, poles and pole shoes. Magnets will be there. In the yoke, which is a productive outer casing, which is often made up of steel rod that houses the motor internal components, that will protect the internal components of motor. And then field winding, the coils are of wires which is wrapped around the pole to create a magnetic field when the current is flowing through them. And poles and pole shoe, which is attached to the yoke material, and it is providing the support of field winding, and it is producing the magnetic field, and in turn it will concentrate on the magnetic field so that the current flow will be there in pole and pole shoes. In magnet, in some particular motors, the permanent magnet will be placed in the stator, and it will be providing magnetic field instead of electromagnetic field, induction field. And coming to the rotor, which is nothing but the non-stationary part, which is a rotating part in the DC motors, and it will control the speed, and it is and it is producing the magnetic field. In magnetic field, the current will be flowing in between the rotor material. In the rotor, there will be a commutator, shaft and brushes. The commutator, there will be a split ring device which is made up of copper segments, and it is mounted on the rotor shaft. The shaft, which is nothing but it is a rotor assembly, it is built around that. Brushes, which is having the stationary carbon block that makes the physical contact with routing commutator. And let us summarize the topic what we have discussed now. The DC motor construction, which is having stator and router. The stator, which is stationary part, and router, which is a non-rotating part, and armature will be there. In between the armature there will be armature winding, and outer side there will be a shaft where the load will be connected, and brushes will be there, and commutator. In the commutator there will be a commutator winding. And coming to the assessment question, what we have discussed in the previous DC motor topic. First question, what will happen if the DC shunt motor is connected to our AC supply? And the options will be, will run at normal speed, will not run, and third option will be will run at lower speed, and fourth one will be burn due to heat produced in the field winding. And the options will be D. Burn due to the heat produced in the pole and pole shoes. Then second question, which is which part will surely tell that given DC motor, given motor is DC and not AC. And commutator will be connected to the particular supply which is given AC or DC. So the commutator part will tell the AC motor or DC motor. These are the references I have taken for our DC motors. Thank you.